So these pots have pots in them that aren't really planted, but they made good, you know, holding water so they didn't get all over the place when they were in my stairway overflow area. So this one's planted, and there's how many in there? 3? Looks like 3. So that one's full. They're all alive and they're regrowing. The other 2 are not full, so I'm gonna do a mixed pot. I'm gonna take a celery out of here, and I'm gonna take the bok choy, or no, not the bok choy. Bok choy's here. One of them's gonna be bok choy, and one of them's going to be Swiss chard. So it'll be a mixed pot. Looks like there's 2 in here, so I'll just add 1, and then I'm gonna add these. The roots are growing out of the bottom of that pot. Pretty good. Nice roots. There ended up being 3 in here. 2 of them are really small, but they're not the same plant. The things I think about when I'm trying to go to sleep at night. Gardening. What can I do to make it a little better? These, when I saved them from Greenhouse 2, from the critters in there that ate my garden, I just quickly found something to put these in. These are big plants, and that little pot that I put them in was a good temporary solution for then. But now I'm thinking, you know, all winter. So I'll be able to harvest off of this soon. I have been harvesting celery a lot already. The new celery is sturdier and better than the old growth. Let's open another bucket. So I have a big one. I have a smaller one. It's been on the heat mat. It looks really lovely. And this one looks really lovely also. So that's 3. I don't know if I'll have room to do bok choy. I might have to rethink that one. Nice drupal. Looks like I should take that soil up just a little bit more. A little bit more. That's pretty good. Wow, that's dry. I was very happy on the heat mat though. Guess I'll have to check those other plants that are on the heat mat, make sure they get some water. All right, that looks beautiful. I'm so happy with it. That's the other bok choy, and I didn't notice it had a flower on it until I started digging it up. I'm going to cut that back. See if I can save it. It's the first one I did. kind of small, but it's got, I had taken the old beat up leaves off of it, I think yesterday. This is the next one I did. There's not room for bok choy, but in my head there was. So it's making me feel better having cold crops in here, since my cold crops in the other greenhouse are no longer viable. I have one more bok choy in greenhouse 2 that I need to pull. I found it yesterday. That's what I was saying, right? I need to do that today because the temperatures that are coming are really not safe. I want most of these plants down on the floor, and I'm breaking out my bigger heater, which I tuck. It's tucked. So yeah, that reminds me, I need to move the table out a little bit so I can get that heater out. So the table needs to come this way, which means the fan needs to go a little bit that way. So that's what I'm going to do before I go get the bok choy. I have room to get it out now. I have to pull up more carrots later too. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm dressed to be in the greenhouse, not outside. If I dress to be outside, I end up being too warm in here. So what am I going to do now? Okay, now some of what I want to do, I don't know everything I want to do. I have not watered these in ages. So they do need watered. Ones on the ends look good for the most part. Herbs look good, and those are my favorite. Those would be the best ones if I could save those. The reason I pulled those out though is I'm going to put them on the shelf underneath. Oh man, that rain sounds like ice. Yep, it is. It's bouncing off the greenhouse. I don't think it's showing up in the camera, but it's bouncing. Yikes. Okay, back to what I was doing. I am going to get a different top for this so that I can stick it under there. So I just have to rearrange things to get everything safe for the cold blast and the new heater. So I got that tray done. I had to cut a few of the sticks back, which I don't think they're making it anyway. I put popsicle sticks in there to hold it up just a little bit, and it is under a heat mat instead of on a heat mat. I emptied this off and put it down here. And I have one more. And I have empty space down there underneath. It's a work in progress, and I got a few more days before the temperatures get really cold. So if I take it just a little bit at a time, I think I can have it figured out by the time I need to. Spinach. See, the violas are up. What else? Can't remember. But I started seeding in December, and every couple of weeks I sowed a few more things. So the spinach was last month. Beginning of the month is when I started. Swiss chard. It's looking pretty healthy. The last one I did was bok choy. Russian sage in the back. Knacking cherry. Apple trees, lemon trees. The wisteria I had in the watering can a week ago. And the forsythia that I've recently done. One ended up in here. Pretty sure that's what that is. Yeah, that's what I'm going to label it as. I'll make some more labels. So thankfully, eventually I remember and then label. The pepper plant, I can put a bag over it. I don't know if I'm going to. Depends on how the big heater does. It should do fine, really, because peppers do really fine outside. And the shrimp plant's in the back. It's cut down to pretty much nothing. Did not do well in the house this year. Still have a little cleaning to do, but for the most part I did good, really, today. Want to put one more of my new trees in greenhouse 2. Since it's not really being productive, it still is housing my herbs, and I'm going to cover it before it gets cold. And the outside's covered in straw, the outside of the herbs, which are in the middle. So, not bad. It's a good start. What's today? Wednesday. Saturday's when it really starts getting hairy around here. So these are new. The middle one is the wisteria that I recently cut, and then the outside one is wild grapevine. Eventually I'll do something with them. These are going in the basement, so they're not in the way. I don't need them anytime soon. So you can tell what I just brought in because they have snow on them. So strawberries, raspberry, my new trees. Yeah, I might have to tweak it a little bit when I cover it, because some of these things, like the raspberries and the trees, won't be covered. So I'll have to move them to the side when I get there. But it's a use of the space anyway. I haven't seen any more critters. I haven't seen any more damage. And I haven't gotten any in the trap. Not sure if these will still be here. They've handled mild winter really well. Shasta daisies. And a foxglove. This is where I've been getting the oregano for the birds. I just made soup. I should probably put some fresh oregano in my soup. Beautiful tree.